Okay, so you're unmuted.
Kara's on her way. Oh, she's fine. There's some weird flagging. She was on the highway there. She's like a stop.
September 30th, 2025, meeting of the Parks and Recreation Commission. In order, can I get a roll call, please?
Absolutely. Hank Krukoff,
Here.
Aaron Cole, here. Gabby Brown, here. Kara Rodriguez. Kelsey Hayden, here. Jim French,
Here.
Danny Carpenter.
Okay, we have a quorum. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from August 26th?
Motion to approve the minutes from August 26th, 2025 regular meeting.
And a second,
I second that.
okay, any discussion around those? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay, communication with visitors. Not everyone at one time. Go right to the director's report.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm not sure if you've gotten a chance to read this report. I'll try not to read it verbatim, but there's a lot of information in it. We're just wrapping up our season, with programming for the summer. It was a really busy season. We had a lot of great rec aids, working at Darky, and although the pool was closed, we still pulled off, a lot of wonderful things. And the weather was really good, so that did help us out with that, so. We're transitioning into fall and we're being prepared for budget season. I was hoping to have a little bit more of an update today on the budget. I did submit the first round. I'm meeting with the city manager on Thursday and Cheryl, about what that looks like. And we're gonna start the first round of, cuts probably with it. So I put what I could in it. what I thought was really important, things from last year that were cut, I did put in, the rest of the master plan, and I've been working with Corvus Design to hold that. We are under contract with the other half of it, but, they're willing to, right now, they're being really great and letting us rescope it. So meaning that the things that were really important 2 years ago are, have changed right now, so. Like for instance, one thing that, has really changed is the state of the rec facility and the pool. And so, we've talked to them about what it would look like to rescope it to focus more on the pool and the recreation center. And not so much the parks right now, to come up with a plan, to hopefully build a new pool and rec facility. So that's one side of it in the budget, and then we can either do that. We can do both things. I put both in. We can finish the whole master plan. And then do a concept design with engineering for the pool and rec center. Or one or the other. So that's what it's looking at. They're both around $35,000 to do that. The concept design for the pool is a little bit more than it normally would be, because they're trying to fit it in the property that the pool's at right now. So making sure that the property's large enough for it, is key. So we don't wanna have a concept design and have everyone on board and it doesn't fit where we want it to fit. So it won't be a construction, fit for construction, but what they are looking at the property. So I'm working with them right now for that. So super exciting too, because, we need to make some plans. Another exciting thing is the Covered Spaces project, has started working on the Breakwater Trail covered space. So soon you'll see, we've been moving some stuff around down there, the streets, making different parking, and they're gonna have, a community event in the next week or so. You'll see that, where we can go down and see where the covered space will actually be placed. So it's a little different than what they had originally anticipated, but it's still gonna be wonderful. It just won't have the bathrooms with it, so we'll be utilizing the harbor bathrooms for it. So that's really cool. So I encourage everyone to come to that. It's gonna be exciting. It's been a long time coming and they've been working really hard raising money for it, so. So the pool update, is that, we did find a leak, in the plumbing, and, we have talked to Renosis, did the pool liner, and it took a little bit, but we just wanted to make sure that we still had our warranty left with the pool liner, so that is gonna happen. They gave us direction on how to open up the pool. We have decided to let Peterson's Welding handle it. They did it before. And so they have instruction from Renosis on how to open up the pool. They're gonna repair the plumbing on it, and then Renosis, I signed a contract for them to come back in and weld the pool back together and the PVC, and we'll still keep our warranty for that. So it's been a lot of meetings and a lot of discussion and a lot of, we're just really hoping this works. So we've done our due diligence with it, and it was great to see, not great to see a hole in the pipe, but great to see that there was actually one there, and we weren't like thinking there was one there. So those repairs both, we got estimates for both of them. Peterson's was around 15,000. Again, their estimates, but and then Renosis was around 10,000 to have someone come in and do that. Everyone's certifications have lapsed, but by that time, they're booking out till November right now for nurses. We're gonna have a huge amount of people that have their certifications as labs for lifeguarding. So even when we do get the pool up and running again, it's gonna take a couple weeks to get those going. Logan and I have retained our lifeguard instructor through this, so and all of our certifications, so we can at least run classes together. And we can do 10 people at a time. I think about 20 people are lapsing. Which was, I wanted to avoid, but here we go. So, let's see, so that's the pool. Exciting, the school kids have been coming to the Darby a little bit when it's raining out, when they need to, so they'll continue to do that. if they need to, so I'm working with them. So, we're working on new funding, opportunities, with grants. I have some grants in the chute that Taylor and I have been working on. Gonna be working on, the Cordova Community Foundation, wants to do a matching grant with us, so, that's for 2026. I think we can match it, it's $15,000 on their end. So that's a big chunk of change, going towards Skaters Cabin. Is what their intentions are, so this year we'll do the 3,000, try to get for their grant for this year, so it'll be for next year's cycle. That we would do that, so, we just finalized, like 10 minutes ago, the fall activity guide, so that will be out for everyone. Anyone that has kids that wanna play basketball, get them signed up, it's gonna fill up quick, I think. Yeah, we just said goodbye to a lot of staff members this fall, so, just because they're going to college and the staff, Taylor and I, one after the other, figuring them out, we get kind of attached to them. These were our, programs numbers for August, and, it was a little bit lower than normal, not normal for August, but it does drop off once people start, leaving and going to school, so. We, in maintenance, I'm going on, but, I just wanna let you guys know that we did have a big issue, pretty big issue with, the pool boiler recently. It just needed some work done when we got it up and running. Again, for an inspection, a few, pump went in it, and we needed a new expansion tank. We contracted Cool Air Mechanical, they're doing most of the city, I think all of it, and Medarkey too, so they're coming back in, to fix that for us, so it was a pretty big fix, hopefully before Peterson's goes in, because it's kind of cold, but they had to order all the parts when they, so. Back for that, and they've been really wonderful, we haven't had a lot of service like this. Our last, people that we contracted with weren't coming in regularly, so we were having to like piece things together, so it's nice to have someone, that comes in. The fish cleaning station is being repaired, it was really damaged. More than we thought it was, so it will be out for the winter, but, the maintenance team has had to re-weld almost all of it. And get it back in place, so it's a disappointing that it wasn't here for Silvers, but it will be back up and running. And Eddie Hansen, the park's going good. It looks good, they got some fences up there, and, just an update on here about Skaters Cabin, so. Yeah, that's, I did want to address, there were some questions in the last packet, that you guys had for me, so, I did want to let you know, Kara, that we are talking about, refunding or, doing something for pool passes, so that's in the works right now, I'll talk about that more in a little bit, but, and we are, applying for the grants at any of that. So, those are things that we're moving. That's it. That was a lot, sorry, it's been a big month.
Oh, any questions for the director?
I've got a few questions. The master plan, did all the city outreach and all of that already happen with the master plan?
A lot of it already happened, so we kind of know, what everyone had kind of wanted with that. They are, if we, move forward with, either option or both options, they will come in and do another community, outreach, I think one more. So, it'll give an opportunity for everyone to, again, say what they want, we're limited with space. For if we do the full option, and as far as doing, the master plan and the other option, a lot of it, has been completed with the trails plan that was just done, so some of those are double dips, we might take those out of it. So, but they will come in and do another community plan.
Okay, I was kind of curious about the pool, because I had heard maybe different locations for the pool, like closer proximity to the school district.
We're limited with, I mean, nothing's set in stone, right? We're just talking about it all right now. We're
Yeah.
limited with space, in a lot of those locations. And also, our pool that we have right now is, although the building and the guts of it are falling apart, that the pool itself is great. And where it is great, and the location of like where it's, we were draining a lot of water and had no idea, you know, that where it is really convenient. Property wise, for just handling that sort of, water. We give it to, there's bedrock, so it just drains, not that we want to do. But I'm open to anything that, and we already own the property here, so that was.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's, we can reuse. Hopefully reuse the pool itself, the pool shell, like where it's dug out, the pool belly.
Okay. Um. The 25,000 for the pool, that's already, is that gonna come out of? The existing budget? For repair, so we're not concerned about funding.
I'm
Cool.
not concerned about that part, we are, where we haven't been up and running, we are looking good on that line item. For fuel and, you know, ideally, we wouldn't wanna take it from that, but. The bottom line will come out okay.
So if the pool liner company is looking at November for doing that, then probably open end of the year,
Okay,
hopefully. Ish.
I'm thinking, it takes about 3 weeks, once you fill the pool up, to get it up and running and the chemicals right. And then you kind of add in holidays too with that, so my projection after lifeguard class would be after the first of the year.
Okay.
I mean realistically, and that's really.
Yeah.
I think kind of pushing it a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot of water to heat up.
Yeah.
But definitely try my best to make it happen before then. I did sign the contract because they were like, we're booking until November. Okay, we're listening. So. Any other questions?
Nope, okay, let's go on to new business.
Okay, I had some, the trail or the breakwater trail project, you said there was like a meeting or something with that?
There's gonna be, they'll announce it, but there's gonna be like a community event.
Okay, but not planned or set date yet.
No, we were cleaning up over there and we or everything like that and we cut some of the streets, cut some of the bushes back, the alder and moved some rocks in the area, so we're just staging it a little bit, so we can get a good look at what the building's gonna go.
For the basketball that you did this summer, or for the, like, you happy with how many kids signed up, or like is?
Summertime is always a busy, it's a hard time. I was happy with the amount that.
Okay, cool.
This summertime, we found that drop-in things, programming has worked out a lot better. Because people are busy, and so anything that you have to sign up for in the summertime, I mean, I tried to do swim lessons one time in July.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just is this area is just hard for parents to commit to something in the summer. So. I mean, before in the fall, we had over 70, I think almost 80 kids doing basketball, so that's kind of the
Cool.
difference
Okay,
of it.
that makes sense. And the fish cleaning station, what fish cleaning station?
It's the one out on Orca, we have two, we had two for a very short amount of time, that us one.
Okay.
And in the storm that, the pump track got destroyed in, and a few things at Darky, it actually, got destroyed in that, so it came out of the ground and back.
Okay, I didn't realize there was two out there.
Yeah, there's two,
Sweet.
Back to the covered area at the breakwater. Is that gonna be directly under our board?
yes.
Good.
And that's why they've been really, they've communicated a lot with Parks and Rec over, the last year or so.
You said that
About,
you were.
the Covered Spaces project, so Natasha and who's heading that up, about making it more of a maintenance friendly area. We're already down there every day anyway, in the summer, picking up trash and cleaning up and mowing and rebacking the breakwater trail. So the bathrooms being in it was an added stop for us. And so them taking that out kind of makes it so that it's status quo, we're down there anyway, so they really wanted to help out with the maintenance side
And it's just for the covered space, it's not to complete the trail, right?
Just for the covered space.
Any other questions? All right, let's move on to new business, fee schedule.
So, I put some ideas for, the fee schedule, specifically, looking at right now, I have to have in the, membership fees, so drop in, and drop in fees for everyone, I know through the years, we talked about, how many memberships we actually have, and it's a lot of different ones. I put in here a few reasons of why I'm proposing this. It does add some stress on, people that are working at the front desk. That if we have so many, memberships to choose from, it gets confusing, cutting down on that, and we've done a really good job with that. The one that I'm proposing that we take away is that it's always been a choice to have swimmer gym annual. And that's the only one that you get a choice with, the rest of them are together. And I really have always wanted to move towards having a more unified park system here where you get a recreation pass. It's the industry standard to have that. And not have this many choices, even when we were just in Valdez, when we went to the conference there, we're not the only ones dealing with this, some of the parks, they had a pass to go into the weight room. Or a pass to go into the sauna, so it's just like, so it's a lot. I really, when I moved here, I would have never known that the pool was part of the Darkie. There were no, communication really between the two. And so I've worked really hard over the past 4 years to make it feel like it's all one. And also just cross-training staff in each area, which, it's nice that even last year I had, lifeguards doing programming, the pool was down last year, and it is nice to be able to use them in all different areas. I also wanna listen to the community about, changing, I can't give everything for free, we can't do that. But having a lower, up in the age for the kids that come in for free, so I'm proposing that we do of 8 years old and under are free. My reasoning for that is, there's a lot of parents that come in, that don't have memberships that wanna drop in. And if two parents come in and 3 kids into the pool, that's a really high cost for a swim. And so easing at least a little bit of that for them, I really want to listen to what, the community has to say about that. And I'm hoping to get more people in swimming too and recreating for that, so. And then, lowering the cost of a little bit of those annual, swim and, the park passes, so. The ones that are combination, and then of course the group memberships would be even lower, so I'll present those next time. For all of our discounted, ones for the city and all the different ones that fall under the workplace wellness. So I just, mostly wanted to hear what you guys, thought about that. I had a question about whether or not it was gonna affect us, revenue wise. We're taking out, one of the memberships out and lowering the kids' age. I crunched a lot of numbers. I love numbers. And there's a huge variable in it. How many passes are we gonna sell? Is my budget, is the budget gonna get passed? And I can stay open as much as we have been. And those are all realistic things that are happening right now. So I can't give numbers on that. I can tell you that what I have changed about it and why our revenue is higher this year is because we're making people pay. Sounds simple, but even at the members store at the Darkie, close that down during the day. People are letting people in, educating people about that is technically stealing. And that they need to stop doing it, and we're just trying to keep the doors open. We've also just worked really hard with reaching out to the community and meeting them and, I don't know, bullying them to come in and get a park pass, we really value everyone that comes in and we get to know them. So hopefully the word spreads, and I think it has, if you've seen our revenue for this year. It's pretty hot, so. Yeah, so this will, I have to have this in a couple weeks, but you guys will see it again and it's full form to vote on to send to city council, so. Yeah, any suggestions, I guess,
Question.
I'm all ears.
So I saw that independent access age. Below the independent access stage 8. Is that included?
That was not includable. I'm sorry for that typo on there, and I have to state that first, the pool will stay a little bit older.
What is the program?
Right now, we're 12, I just was in a meeting today about this too, a policy on it, because there's a lot, like Juneau is 8. The reason why we've kept it, I've actually lowered it a little bit since I've started working there, but. We live in a very remote location and can have some pretty extensive injuries in the pool, and, I just like to keep it a little bit higher for safety reasons.
And then. But it is 8 for Turkey.
I would like to change it that right now, it's 12, I think it's, and
Yeah,
I will say, I let kids in.
will there be? Something for them, like, to check in, like, will they just say their name and you'll look it up, do they need to keep their?
They still, the kids all know that they need to check in no matter what, and, you know, I just heard some policies today that were interesting about like, if a child came in for the first time, the parent has to come in with them and say it's okay, and then they have to sign a waiver, say, if your kid, you know, if these are the rules, if they break them, we call, and you have to come pick your child up. So that's another option too, so I know it's a young age, I think that it's, there's a lot of kids that come in at that age right now, though, that I'm trying not to turn away. What's that?
So it's happening anyway.
It's happening and I wanna make sure that I'm on top of it. And I want kids to come, you know, there's some that don't have any other place to go.
I worry about the ones that might come in and sneak out and no one knows where they're at.
Well, that's the other part of it too, is that when it's drop in like that, the parents have to know that we're not. Unless it's a program like after school, we don't keep track of the in and out. They check in and then they can leave at their own will, so it's apparently.
That means some, if you can have their family pass, those waivers and things go into the family sign up.
Or maybe they could go out like the first day of school with that packet, paperwork
Definitely.
that all the kids get. I don't know.
We are trying to do a lot of things, paperless, but, because they do get lost, but definitely. We also have everyone's emails too in our system, so we can email out waivers to parents. So, but yeah, I know parents don't have to do it. It's happening, so it's, I wanna get it in the bud and change that, so. Just to give these kids there's just a select few. Hang on.
No, it's a lot less than there used to be.
I know, parents go everywhere all the time.
We're always there, and, yeah,
Oh, I want more.
yeah.
Yeah, but you don't, I mean, I just keep thinking, I mean, you also don't want to become a babysitting service.
No, and
after
that's,
School, everybody drops, says, go to the Menarche, I'll pick you up.
That really is something we talked about too today in our meeting, I met with all the rec centers. A lot of them, I think 7 in Alaska today, about policy and, that is something that they are a lot of them are very strict about, right? They are not babysitters. And, just setting the standard off the bat that, you know, we'll call your parents. And letting parents know too. It's not, we deal with it at the pool sometimes too, so it's, you know, it's not babysitting. I charge a little bit more.
I know you guys have talked in the past about like program fees. So when floorball starts, all kids pay $30 or whatever it is, even if they have a pass. Is there like? We should have a conversation around discounting it if you already have a pass to encourage people to have pass or like perks to having a pass.
Yeah, I definitely, I know that you had brought that up before about doing a discount with it. Right now, I think that, what I'm trying, you know, with the revenue a little bit higher too, it might be something to consider, but having, more staff for those programs is really what is taking that money, you know, for having to hire them. temp staff and have Jake there too, so, most of the time. But it's definitely something, we continue to grow revenue that we can justify, discounting, so, yeah.
I was also thinking about like a discount for renting the Benarkey or the pool if you have a pass, like. And some type of, you know, with your membership, you get, I don't know. 20% discount on renting these spaces or something like that. Especially since like with Benarkey, when you're renting it for a party in the afternoon, there's already staff there. You're not paying for anything extra, right?
Yeah, technically, no, just a lot, there's a cleanup with it. So we can charge the cleanup fee too, we just haven't really implemented that, but, it might happen recently, we've had some pretty big misses.
Yeah.
But at some point, you're gonna question whether I even should get a pass if I have to
Right,
pay
I
for
was gonna
everything
say.
separately.
There should
Yeah.
be some perks to have it.
Yeah,
passed.
I will
It
say,
justifies
I
it.
know that I say this a lot, but it is industry standard to do. That it is the way that it is.
Yeah.
Definitely, I don't know, I can talk to other places, but they charge for the extras. And we do try, I mean, I do try to have, you know, we do dollar days at the pool when we can, and. Quite a few things that, you know, pop-up play. That are dropping, so. Some of these select few things. But definitely on my radar.
I always wonder about the family pass being 3 kids. I mean, isn't the family a family? And if they decide to have 4 or 5 kids, why charge for the extra kids?
I think what we ran into with that was there were. People with many children and also other adults living at home. Too, so that's why we had to change it to 18-year-olds. And then.
Well, I can
30.
understand the adult piece, but the children, I mean. We also have families with only 1 or 2 kids. We don't reduce it based on
Yeah,
their,
I have a family pass and. It's
Yeah.
you know, it's like, it's one or the other, but yeah, it's definitely something we had talked to Link about too.
the kids are, if you got kids, you got kids.
Yeah, if you,
That's
I think it's,
personal.
There's only kids 8+, right?
Yeah.
Definitely fits in most families.
Yeah, you have to be pretty prolific to have
Yeah.
3 kids and
there's a few.
18 to 8.
People can, but not a lot.
I am also printing out with this next year, I will talk a little bit about like the pool passes and what that looks like for next year. We haven't decided or approved anything yet, but it does look like we'll be able to not give money back to anybody, but we can discount their membership for next year for what they had for the pool pass. So, and then, we'll put that out, you know, if they wanna sign up for another pass, we'll have that discount. So that's what we're kind of leaning towards.
Since I thought of this today, since I checked my checking account and apparently my PDF came in, so we're thought about doing a PDF sale or PFD, I always get those 2. I'm not from here.
That, there used to be something like that, that I saw, again, that kind of the sale, creates a whole nother, membership category. For the entire time that you have the sale, so, it does add a little bit of, complicated logistics to it, so you're always having that, I mean, it's not out of the question, but it would add a little bit. More. To our plate.
Yeah, we did it in November. I remember there being passes for sale.
Yeah.
The Christmas bazaar,
Mhm.
people would buy passes for kids or grandkids or whatever.
I still have all that documentation and I was telling Taylor, there was like 50 different passes that you get at one time, it was pretty wild, like
Yeah.
logistically, just. A lot, I mean. Not saying it can't happen, but it's, you know,
Between passes is a good idea though.
yeah,
Yeah.
we
Have
have,
that at the
we just talked about.
bazaar is like an informational slash, buy your grandkids a pass or,
Yeah.
you know, have some.
So gift cards are on the
Card, I
plate
think,
now, we
yeah.
just met with Civic Rec about what that looks like, along with just getting gift cards anyway, or having cards, or we already can put money on people's accounts, so if you had kids coming to after school at the pool.
That.
Yeah, so we're gonna announce that, probably the first of the year. But the gift cards were kind of that's like, and then if you put money on your account, can your kid come in and say, I'm paying for all these kids too,
Right.
you know,
Big
it-
yes or no box.
yeah, exactly. I mean, hope everyone say yes for paying for, you know, but it's a thing.
That's snack shack too. Pretty great.
Any other questions about the fee structure? If not, let's move on to the next item, skater scanner.
It's not that sweet. So, I've probably been over there, maybe, with it over to skaters, Wilson's took it down, they said they took the roof off and it crumbled, so it was getting really bad. The last time I went in it was, I just really pushed to have it done, we didn't have, all the funding for it, but I did get approval to have it taken down with the funding from the skate park. Because of the hazard that it was, we just didn't wanna wait any longer. There is a fire pit underneath of it, we did not know about, well, I kinda knew. But there it is, Wilson's couldn't take it out that day, and so now it's there. We'll just see what that's like in the future, about if we're gonna leave it there, or it's gonna be in the way, or just put film over it. It's an engineering thing, so the next step I did put in here is just an example of, the integrity timber frame home cabin kits that I was looking at. And so, if you go online, you can, I'll use our links, you can go on and look at them. And they're all pretty much the same, I picked this one to have you guys see first, because it isn't, a log home, which I think the Forest Service, yeah, people have said probably should stay away from logs. But they're very responsive, the cost of it is the estimated for like for skaters, with a porch around the front, does not include shipping, foundation, civil engineering, was about $100,000. And they have lots of options for different siding, trim, and if you can get a chance to look at these, they are really nice, they also build large homes too. And, so to move ahead with this specific one, we would need to, pay initial $20,000 to start the design and engineering process. So that's kind of where my goal is right now, is trying to get enough funds to start that process and the civil engineering too, to see where we can put it. I say this all the time, please like and share posts. And that's how word of mouth is everything, but also social media. Really helps, just people being supportive, seeing it, talking about it, I'm a squeaky wheel with it. We're getting some new marketing with it, like tabletop. Things we can put at restaurants, where you can scan codes for patronicity, just simple things that, hopefully, that aren't gonna cost very much, that might get it out there a little bit more. So whether, I think changing people's mind about it now that it's down, it's happening, and to get it back, we need to do this. But it's not only the community, we're working hard at Parks and Rec to come up with funding sources, so just applying for whatever grants we can. Right now, I'm working on that, and I think we have a lot, if we get approved, a lot of money in the chute for that, so it's just that initial being able to put the money down on ordering it. So these were all comparable to, I think there's 3 different ones that I've reached out to. Panda Mode was another one, they're about the same price, so these are all up to code. But they all know city code, they go by all of that, so they'll be. And this does not include the foundation either, but they're gonna tell us, they said we could put it on the old foundation if we wanted to.
There we go.
We didn't have one, so does anyone have any questions about I'm really gonna start the conversations, if you can go online and look at these. I would like to know what you guys think about it, and even if it's not good, don't do this, okay?
Where exactly do we go to look at these?
So
Am I missing some?
if you go into the packet, online, these all should be working links, where the blue is, right here.
Oh, okay.
So you can click on design catalog, current projects, you can see stuff that they've done in their Out of Oregon, yeah. They just have a lot of great
And
information.
the exact one you're looking at is already will be shown also.
No,
Oh,
no, we have to
You're not
pay,
at that.
we
point
have to
yet.
pay this one,
No, gotcha.
Oh, okay.
but it is a
Is there a
simple.
wood stove and,
That's a conversation too, we kept the wood stove that's in there, so, this is not my personal feelings, but my personal feelings, I like the wood stove, it's easy, we have a lot of wood.
Yeah.
So, like, it is, I think a nice feeling too, with it, so, if not, then we would go the route of having that oil burning stove or something like that, so. Yeah, I really like the wood stove that came out of there, it's beautiful.
Well, the oil that was drive the cost up for the rental of it, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and with these options too, this is just the base. I think in the future, when we start getting into the weeds with it, do we want anything different? If we do have anything above and beyond, we'll go to maintenance typically, but. If we do raise that, but there's also options for canoe storage underneath of it, renting lockers out, for the lake, things like that, so it's all something that we can talk about too, it's exciting to maybe have something that we can utilize a little bit more.
Are we gonna design it to be a day use facility or is it gonna be designed to be overnight facility?
I I sent them what Skater's Cabin was originally, or what it was before we took it down, and like for like. So same thing, sleeping on the floor. And for maintenance purposes too, we did toy around with like, oh, what if we put a bunk in? But the reality is, right now it takes, depending on trash, like 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to pick up around there right now for maintenance. And we didn't wanna extend that, and
There was that bench up against the bar wall, wasn't there?
yes, we took that. We have that.
I'm just thinking in the next one.
Oh,
Like if you had a bench along the wall that was wide enough.
Yeah.
People would sleep on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. It'd be nice to have a covered porch on it too. It's just gonna open it up for a lot more events. And people just to hang out too, and more people getting to it, which is really important to me, is that I've heard so much, positive feedback about having it ADA accessible.
I've heard a lot of feedback that the budget being $450,000 is deterring them from giving because they think that's ridiculous and unrealistic and that it must be growing into something that they don't necessarily agree with. And I've had a lot of conversations around that, but
Yeah, I think that, I'm the first one to say that's a lot of money. It's what we were given for the budget, with Davis Baker wages involved, and anyone that has been involved in construction with that, knows that it's a lot of extra money added to it, and we don't know when this is gonna be built, I'm hopeful sooner than later, and adding inflation to it too. But this does not account for people volunteering, to help build it, to help, different entities have come to me, asking how they can help, and that will knock down a lot of it, I mean, even. The estimates that we got for taking it down were really good, I think the community's just really coming together to try to make this happen, so, is it gonna be $450,000? So,
What if we take just something like the actual structure, let's say the actual structure is $120,000, I'm throwing a number out there. I have no
Yeah.
idea. And say, we're just gonna try to campaign to the public
mhm,
to help us meet,
yeah,
that piece of it.
and that's
And
definitely.
leave the engineering to us, hoping to get some money from somewhere else.
Yeah. part of the campaign is that I give updates for that, so this part of it, this cabin is gonna go on my next update about, what our next step is, and that is getting, from, in my eyes, getting that down payment for it. So,
To
the
me, I
first part
think
of the
that
money.
the chances of getting people, like you said, to
Mhm.
step forward might be.
Yeah, totally, I get that, and just getting people educated on it, I can't take that amount down, because that is potentially what it cost. But I can separate it, like you said,
Well, the one campaign ends in 30 days, right?
I can extend it too, so that will happen.
What's that?
Like, I can extend it.
Oh, you go.
Yeah, I'd love to see it adjusted or account for, I don't know, if you know Willscott's gonna donate X amount in kind,
Right.
like if you could factor that into some sort of pie chart, and say this is what's left unfunded, and
Mhm.
I mean, you can talk to other contractors in town that wanna donate labor or whatever, and
I think the hard part about that specifically is that, if people back out of it,
sure.
then, we're looking like we didn't do our due diligence with them, but I do feel like, yes, they're having some kind of separation with it, that this is what we're doing right now. This is what we're working on, this is the part that we're working on.
Yeah. I think more people will contribute if it's $110,000 for the kit.
Right,
Let's fund that and get that funded. And then you can get to the next hurdle of like, okay, we have to
yeah,
figure.
and
out
it
some
will
other
be in the
impacts.
next, update that I have, because I just gathered this information. So on Patronicity, and then again, just liking and sharing that information, and the squeaky wheel with the community. Because it's not only the community too, like I said, we're working really hard to get grants in place for it too, so. On that end, so doesn't, yeah. I'm applying for everything that we can.
I think your like explanation of that like makes a ton of sense. And like when I hear it, it's like, oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. So like maybe we can, like that conversation, if that was like a video that could be shared, that would be awesome. And if I could just be like, okay, now actually watch this conversation between Kelsey and Samantha
Well, you
and they
can ask
explain it.
them to watch it on too, because it's coming.
That's true, but we don't have this kind of attention span. They want
Right.
a real length,
Mhm.
So they want it to be like 30 seconds, a minute, and they'd be like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
That makes sense, and like, and then they'd have like trust in you and trust in the process, and I think
She's on it.
cool, I think that'd be really good. And even like an article, it's like, well, people don't read that much, I think a video would be good.
Yeah,
Bullet points, FAQ, like.
Yeah.
And
Real.
you know, we post most, primarily everything on our Parks and Rec page right now, so if we can get people sharing that, but we do have a lot. So it's really cool to see it grow.
Yeah, I think that'd be great, and yeah, maybe like when they go for Patronicity, they can see like that explanation of like, okay, this is why it's such a like shock number,
Right,
but like, this is what we're working with.
cause I could build a house for that, that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
But,
That's a different story, yeah. And
But,
you're,
yeah.
and yeah, you're so good at explaining that, and it's like, and then it makes sense, but people just kind of jump to conclusions or.
yeah, I think that they're, just getting the word out there, and like that,
But I mean, I go back to if I had some money and I wanted to put it towards the project,
mhm.
I wouldn't get that thrilled about donating it towards the engineering or towards, but I might get excited about, paying for the cabin, paying
Yeah,
for part of the
It's
cabin.
true, I think that was talked about too, about like, who wants to pay to demolish it, but I didn't promise that every piece of it. That, and donations go to every part of it.
Maybe you
Yeah.
could have people buy a board,
I know, we did.
buy
think
one
about
board, buy the flashing,
it, Right?
Oh, yeah.
the lakeside flashing, the
Yeah.
roadside
I
flashing.
want this part of it. Yeah. I think it's gonna be, I'm very excited to say the least about what this means to the community, bringing it back, and, also just, it needed to happen. It was unfortunate that we had to take it down. I wish that we could go back in time and make some different choices, but I think that the future of it is gonna be great, and we're gonna have it for generations to come, and that wasn't an option. Of course. I'm really excited to get this going.
Any additional comments or questions regarding Skater's Cabin? If not, commissioner comments. Business from the floor.
I have one thing, I've had a lot of conversations with Pastor Steve about an ice rink. Has anybody else been cornered by
Yeah.
Pastor Steve about an ice
Yeah.
rink? Very excited, wanting to do an ice rink at the ball field, and he wants to maintain it, and he's already got the lumberyard donating the lumber, and he's got Wilson doing something or another, and
He's not the only person that put the ice rink idea.
Yeah, so
he's got it mapped out, and he's all excited about the possibility of it, and my first thought was insurance liability
Yeah.
waivers, all those types of things, cause ice is, you know, not great for heads when you fall, but, I just wanted the ball field,
Sandlot.
Oh, the Sandlot.
just in town,
What?
yeah. So kids,
So-
has he talked to you?
yes, so
Okay.
I have
Yeah.
met with him back in December, January, and with Kevin from Street 3 met with them. I think it's a wonderful idea. I think that it's, we have a drainage issue right there. There's a few reasons. The liability issue came up. Is that logistically, it would be hard to do that. And have city staff taking care of it with, you know, even though they say they're taking. You know, we're still liable for it. Also, that's a lot of water, and when we started adding up what that water was and what it would look like melting. Right there, we already have a pretty significant drainage issue right there, so coming up with something to fix that. Not taking it off the table, we kind of threw it back at him like, if you can pay for, like, find a place, another place to put it to, or liability insurance, or, you know, be happy to help out with it, but realistically, we had a lot on our plate, we still have a lot on our plate right now. For that, so, but do I want a skating rink? Yes, I have a lot of friends that work with them, they're amazing. It's great, it's great.
I wouldn't wanna see it become a Parks and Rec
I-
thing, and I recognize that it kind of naturally would be, but was there any, like, looking into the cost of what it would be to insure something like that, or add to our insurance?
No, I don't think there was looking into cost with that, it was, I think. The waivers and just taking care of it was gonna be a lot, and the water part of it too, I mean, just that. If it melts all of a sudden and drains somewhere. So it was a combination, it just wasn't the
But
liability.
if he and a group of people are very interested in this, they should really come to the table here and make a presentation.
Yeah,
Say, this is what
he
we'd
had
like
some
to do.
ideas, you know, and it is, it's always a little bit more complicated than people think sometimes, but with it, so
That's
I
why,
think,
that's
Yeah.
why. We ask people to do the legwork and then. come
right,
to us with
exactly.
The idea,
Cause it's true, and I'm willing to hear anyone out on it.
sure.
Right now, I just, at the time too, it was like, oh boy.
I mean, we've had people with the trails and we've had people with.
Yeah.
Covered areas and everything have come to us with.
And we could get in a wormhole here, but you know, it'd be great to invest a little bit more in that field too, like, which we've talked about, so I put it in this year's budget for fixing the dugout. And, just all the things that we just keep putting in the budget every year, so that field definitely needs some help to begin with. And that's where the drainage comes into.
Because we've told people coming to the table, we support your idea, we can't afford it. So
Yeah.
if you wanna
And that's
work on,
what we told him.
yeah,
too.
if you wanna work on finding the funds for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, or even a place, if he has the lumber, another place that would, like, if another place would hold that in the parking lot, or, but I think the reality of, I know water, I'm gonna shoot my own horn, I know water pretty well, I can calculate it, it was a lot of water that they were talking about, so. That is, it doesn't seem like a lot, but start adding up.
And when you factor in how frequently it's above freezing.
Exactly, yeah, that was the other thing, like, how often would it be melting?
Yeah.
But I think it's a great idea if someone wants to present it to me.
Anything else from the board?
He had mentioned something about coming up with some funding for dugouts too, but you said you have funding for dugouts?
I just put it in my Cause it had been in the, condition assessment report for the
Okay.
snack shack. Specifically in that area to get, fixed.
Cause what is the dynamic there? Like, that's all Parks and Rec owned, but the baseball. What is their organization?
So,
Little League.
the Little League organization, from what I know, Dave, and I have yet to meet with Dave about this, but, they, in the past had said that, they would do work to it, to, for the use of it, so just going over what that, like, last few years. Because it is continue, it's in disrepair.
Does that work happen in coordination with Parks and Rec? Is it a
I
bit
don't,
more-
I don't know the answer to that, I think that they've maybe met with the maintenance department, it was before my time. Met with Mike on Streets and talked about what they were gonna do to it. Yeah, so,
They did that fence last year.
yeah, the conversation needs to happen, so,
Okay.
yeah. It'll be a conversation with both of us. Going forward, cause I wanna make sure that it's kept up, because we're the ones liable again for it, if anything happens there.
Right.
And the city owns it,
We own it.
and the
Yeah, Parks and
Little
Rec.
League uses it, city owns it. Little League gets all the funds from the concessions, I assume.
Everything.
They get all the funds from the kids pay to play.
But we don't lease it to them.
Not least it to them. So we do have it on Civic Rec now, we have all the fields, this will come out to you a little bit later, that you can reserve the fields now. This most importantly has been because we're doing work on them, and people would come and wanna do activities on the field, but it blocks it off. On our system, so that in case we need to do maintenance or, fertilizing, that sort of thing, mowing. You'll see that it, so we do encourage, and we'll put a big marketing out for that too. That, we would like people to reserve the spots that they're using before we see it on Facebook. Cause we have plans to, we have plans to for them, like programs, too. So we just don't want, we want everyone to have access, but also not have any overlapping. So that field is one of them that can be reserved.
Can be reserved.
Our sign is gonna go up at the field.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll have all the
QR code.
sign up here.
Cool.
And mostly it's just because we don't wanna overlap, we want everyone to have their time too. But the reality of it too is we would like our programs there, or not just there, but other places. All centers.
And now that you're expanding all the programming and doing events at parks, yeah.
Yeah, it's become necessary to make sure that we have our own spots for our own programming. Next page.
Any more commissioner comments?
Sounds great, yeah. A lot of good stuff. Exciting to know that's wrong with the pool. And it's like fixed it.
Stuff a little bit better. Alright. Great. Good shout out to the water department and our maintenance department, Melvin. Down there constantly with me staring at the pipe.
I will not be at the next two meetings.
Okay.
I have to go to Mexico.
We're twisting your arm.
Have to go to Mexico.
Mhm.
Aaron, are you gonna be here for?
For
The next
the
one.
next,
What are we-
for the next one, certainly, the one after I maybe.
The
So that's-
November one might be conflict with Thanksgiving
Yeah.
weekend, do right?
Yeah.
So that's October 8th, the next one.
It's the last Tuesday, and I will put it in the next packet when the next meeting. So it's the last Tuesday of the month, so I'm assuming that Thanksgiving will be. One of them, possibly will be away too, so. We'll call that. if we need to.
Anything for a pending agenda for the next meeting? That we'd like to find out.
And we'll possibly have the fee schedule to, and a resolution for that, and maybe some information on the budget.
Okay. Motion to adjourn,
So moved.
we are adjourned. Yeah.
Block that on my arm.
I went through it